Now, the Minister of State, Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Yusuf Sununu, has expressed concern that more than 3 million people remain internally displaced as a result of flooding, insecurity, and other natural disasters. Sununu warns that with this worsening humanitarian crisis in the country, millions of citizens risk sliding deeper into hunger and malnutrition as global aid funding dwindles. He gave the warning in Abuja during the inauguration of the House of Representatives Ad Hoc Committee on Flood Management and Response. The minister said that the combined effect of natural disasters, insecurity and shrinking donor support have created a critical humanitarian challenge for the country.
I had the cost address World Press Conference on the suspension of the activities of World Food Program, which affected almost 1,300,000 Nigerians who are receiving emergency food transfer from the World Food Program. And also it led to shutting down of about 150 clinics run by World Food Program in the Northeast, leaving us with over 300,000 children at risk of malnutrition, with over 200,000 receiving treatment for malnutrition. And the prediction that over 24,800,000 Nigerians had suffered a form of hunger is another challenge.
The chairman of a newly constituted committee, Honorable Midala Balami, said flooding had become more than a seasonal occurrence, describing it as a national emergency that demands urgent, coordinated and strategic action. The committee chairman urged all stakeholders, including civil society, private sector and international partners, to join efforts in developing a sustainable national response to flooding and humanitarian emergencies. Inaugurating the committee, the Speaker, House of Representatives, Abbas Tajuddin, who was represented by the Leader of the House, Professor Julius Inaugurates, charged members to provide both immediate and long-term solutions to Nigeria's recurring flood crisis.
Every government at the local and state level, they know the flood is coming. They know. And sometimes they are using it to fleece the federal government because the presidency gives them money. Ecological fund, there's flood coming, 3 billion. Not one thing is done. No shelters are constructed, and where they are constructed, they are abandoned for an entire year. By the time the flood comes, they are not habitable. And I think this must stop.
Our mandate is clear: to investigate the root causes, assess the preparedness and response mechanism of relevant agencies, ministries, and engage stakeholders at all levels. Recommend sustainable and actionable measures to mitigate the impact of flooding across Nigeria. We understand the worth of this task, but we are equally driven by the urgency to make differences.
Nigeria has been one of the hardest hit countries by the global humanitarian funding squeeze. Meanwhile, the United Nations recently warned that its $4.7 billion humanitarian appeal for West and Central Africa is only 36% funded.